Welcome back to the Mayorverse, everybody. Mayor Reynolds, aka Midnight Mayor here, and today we're coming at you with another dead drop video. We're about mid Snapshot 6 right now, and we're looking forward to Snapshot 7. We got a Snapshot 7 related video coming very soon, but one of the big features of dead drop Snapshot 6 was the introduction of the Cleaners, and if you're not familiar, the Cleaners are dead drop's AI enemies. Right now they are only in Sector 3, but we assume that as the game evolves, Cleaners will be added to every single sector. And in an interview or a Discord AMA, one of the two, 402, head of Midnight Society, mentioned that different sectors may have different cleaners in the future. So there's going to be various different types of cleaners, and obviously this is only the first implementation of AI enemies and cleaners in dead drop, and they're going to change, they're going to evolve. So this video is about various ideas that we can put together for the ways that cleaners can evolve, cleaners can change, and cleaners can actually challenge players in the existence. So here we go. So here are the cleaners as we know them now, as they appear in Sector 3. There's 3 unique cleaners. They always appear in groups of 3. They cloak when they show up, and then they cloak again and go invisible when they disappear. They spawn to actually pick up players' loot. When somebody leaves a loot bag behind and it's been there for a while, the cleaners actually come to clean that loot. They actually leave some green fluid behind. If you've noticed, they have their own unique dialect, which is something that we can't understand, but they actually take a lot of the loot from the bags and then they disappear. Obviously you can engage with them and you can kill them, and they actually drop loot too. But how can we enhance the cleaners and make them even more interesting and have them have a more variety in the future of dead drop? That's what this video is about. We have ideas for different types of cleaners, but my first idea right now is something like a throwback to Mass Effect 2. And the story of the cleaners is particularly interesting to me. The lore of the cleaners, we don't know where it's going to go. It seems that they are not human, they are not AI, they are some weird in-between or something. But I think we're going to learn a lot more there. There's stuff involving the Space Bob ARG, who seems to be hinting at stuff about the cleaners and not trusting them and so on and so forth. But anyway, my first idea, I'm assuming that there is somebody who is making these cleaners or assembling them. You know, are they machine? Are they part man, part machine? We don't know. But do they have a boss? Do they have a creator? Something like that. And my thought here comes from, if that person exists, in Mass Effect 2, if you remember, there was the assuming control guy who would randomly take control of various enemies on the battlefield, and then those enemies would become buffed, and it would change their behavior, perhaps give them new abilities, make them more aggressive. That's a unique thing that I thought that maybe that could be a seasonal story in the future of dead drop as we learn more about the cleaners. Maybe they can be hacked, you know, who knows? They can take the story in a variety of directions, but if they do that, maybe at first you're just fighting the 3 cleaners that are there, but then something takes control of it or hacks into it, and all of a sudden one of them or all 3 of them are buffed, and now they have more HP, or they're more aggressive, or they move quicker. Who knows? But that was my first idea, some type of remote control character from up above in the tower, so to speak, kind of taking control of them and changing the dynamic of a fight. So when I first saw this big burly dude, Mr. Girth here, I thought, like, the way he's positioned in the art and stuff, he didn't have a gun in his hand. I thought maybe this is going to be like a melee cleaner. And we know that melee weapons are likely going to be something that gets introduced in dead drop in the future. Rob, again, has mentioned in AMAs and interviews that he is seeing melee weapons every day in development. Doesn't mean they won't get cut from the game. That's always possible. This is a work in progress game. But, you know, if and when melee weapons come in, do we get cleaner behavior where one of them, or in a certain sector there are melee cleaners, and maybe they have, you know, more HP or something like that, and they rush you with a melee weapon? That's one idea, kind of like the brutes in Halo 3, Halo 2, Halo 3, which would just, after they took enough damage, they kind of bum rush you and try to just brutalize you. That's an approach we could see from the cleaners. And then I also thought that, speaking of Halo, maybe something like suicide cleaners, kind of like the suicide grunts in Halo, which have been in virtually every Halo game, starting in 2 or 3. I can't remember which game they're actually introduced in, but they've been in every single game since. So they would run in, the grunts would run in with like 2 plasma grenades already primed and just try to get close to you and blow you up. Maybe we get cleaners that do that after they take enough damage or something like that, they prime themselves to explode or pull the pin on a frag and they just rush you and try to kill you. This would mean that you really have to keep track of all 3 cleaners, because if you got one of them down, you're fighting one and you don't know where the third is, and he comes in or she comes rushing in with a grenade to blow you up, it's really going to create the extra level of tension. So just a thought. So my next idea is about loot and inventory as much as it is the cleaners. What if we had cleaner loot tables so that the cleaners dropped items or weapons that are only obtainable by killing and looting them specifically? And it doesn't even have to be a guaranteed drop. Maybe it's rare drops, right? So maybe, I don't know, there's a 5% chance when you kill a cleaner that it drops a certain rare weapon mod, which is very strong. And that would make you want to get that weapon mod and extract with it. But you can only get it from killing and looting the cleaners. It is not available in the world at large. Or maybe more powerful weapons. Maybe do we get a cleaner that even it has it? It's just a very rare spawn. What if we have rare spawn cleaners? If you're familiar with rare spawns in MMOs or whatever, maybe once in a while you get these really unique cleaners. One comes down with a flamethrower. Okay, this is just a random idea. And he has it and he's using it and you see it and it's like, holy crap. So do you run from this guy who's a rare spawn and super powerful? Or do you try to take him down, get that rare weapon, and then turn it on your enemies or extract with it? I think that'd be really cool to see unique items dropped by cleaners that are not otherwise available in the game world. What you're looking at here is actually Adam Smasher from Cyberpunk 2077. He also appears in Cyberpunk 2077 Edgerunners, the anime. But my idea here is for some cybernetic monstrosity type cleaners, or maybe even like boss cleaners. Maybe they even take multiple people to take down, or maybe they're rare spawns. Hypothetically, I guess you could solo it, but it would be very tough, right? So like right now, the cleaners might have like what, 200, 250 hit points or something like that. Maybe they're rare spawns, or maybe it takes multiple people teaming up, or a trio or something, activating something on the map, which would spawn these really juiced up like boss mobs that take multiple people to take down. They're very lethal, but you could do some really interesting stuff with these guys, giving them more enhanced abilities, just giving them a cool look like Adam Smasher here, or like David from Edgerunners. And I kind of think of like Doom, like some of the demons in Doom. Like maybe it's a cleaner on the top, like it looks like a cleaner, but the bottom it has something like, metal like spider legs, and it's just kind of like this demonic cybernetic monstrosity. I think they could get really, really, really take some liberties kind of with what's going on in the tower. There's different cybernetic, because there's stuff going on with the Sins, which are synthetic humans, and the cleaners, which we don't even know what they are. There's some type of experiments going on up there, and they're building these kind of like cyberpunk style things that become our enemies, these enemy characters or boss mobs. I think it'd be really cool to see, and could perhaps, maybe a guy like this becomes like an antagonist type character in the story that unfolds in DEADROP, or a seasonal story, or who knows. A lot of you probably recognize the classic Terminator look, and you'll remember that the early Sin models that were in like DEADROP Snapshot 1 and 2, I think as well, in the firing range, which a lot of people want back, they looked a lot like Terminators. And I looked at this, and I had an idea for a different type of cleaner. Maybe this just pops up in certain sectors, or maybe this is activated by how the game is going. So my idea was here, how about a Terminator style cleaner that fixates on one person? And it obviously would have like, maybe you can't even kill this thing, or maybe it's very difficult to kill this thing, or you got to do something very specific to kill it. But it just slowly follows, and I mean slowly. Like you should be able to run from this thing, and kind of like kite it. It shouldn't catch up to you and skip. But if it catches up to you, it's gonna kill you. That really would keep that one person having to run through the map. It just slowly follows you, walking, through the map, and it knows everywhere you are. You can't really lose it. It's after you for some reason. Maybe this just happens as a rare event in the game every so often. You'll be the unlucky one who gets chosen and it follows you. Maybe it picks a random person in the lobby, or maybe, if you hit a certain number of kills or you kill a certain number of cleaners, this thing gets dispatched after you, and it comes after you, and now it's your job to evade this thing, and try to either extract from the map or you know, leave the sector in the future when sectors are connected, or try to take it down, get other people's help to take it down if we want to be able to take it down. I just thought it would be really unique because I could really see a lot of fun people running from this thing, which is just slowly walking behind them, and then you're somebody else and you see this person getting chased by this thing with it slowly walking behind them. Are you gonna watch the show and watch them try to run away from this thing, or are you gonna help them and open fire on the thing? I think that would be really cool to see. That's it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Let me know which of these ideas you like or don't like down in the comments. And then, of course, leave your own ideas here in the comments. Maybe the developers are watching and listen to us. And then, of course, post them as suggestions in the Midnight Society Discord, where we definitely know the developers are listening to us. Though I will say, some of the devs have definitely seen my videos, so maybe they check out the comments section as well. So put your ideas down in the comments, post them as suggestions in the Midnight Society Discord, and let me know how you would like to see cleaners change and evolve in the future. I'm really excited. There's tons of potential there, and I'm also excited for stories involving the cleaners as well. So thanks for watching, guys. If you want more Midnight Society and Dead Drop coverage and news, this is the place to be. If you haven't yet seen it, if you're new to the channel, make sure you smash the subscribe button and check out my live action Dead Drop series, which is called Midnight. There's a playlist for the whole thing, which is still ongoing as of the recording of this video. There's 3 episodes to go. Check it out. Thanks for watching. Mayor Reynolds, aka Midnight Mayor, out. This video is sponsored by G Fuel. Use code MAYOR at any time to get 20% off your order at G Fuel on gfuel.com or the G Fuel app. Just go to the website, select one of their many amazing flavors in both tubs, cans, G Fuel Hydration, whatever G Fuel products you want. Use code MAYOR at checkout to get 20% off. I guarantee you, you're gonna feel hyped when you drink G Fuel. Come watch my streams if you need any more evidence of that. Get some G Fuel today. Use code MAYOR for 20% off. And thanks to G Fuel for sponsoring all of our content.